Alrighty. Fantastic. So it looks like our runners are just about ready to go. It looks like they're both raring. So this is going to be fantastic and starting in just a few seconds. So we have another car race going on right now. We have Giz, or Mrs. Gizmalook, Andy Bundy, returning just fresh off a PB. So we'll see if he can do it again, get another PB, and get that 25. It'll be a really exciting race. Giz is a long time did car racing. Playing car for a long time. And in fact, so right now the world record for car percent run by Cabes is 20 minutes and 38 seconds. And Giz's like tournament record, so the fastest tournament time for Giz is 21:02. So tournament record very close to world record. So we're looking for a lot of cool things coming from Giz. But it's still gonna be a really nice race. Starting off again in Greenwood Plains, Giz flying, of course. It's not holding anything back. And he's still finishing off with a 29-second first lap. Still a really solid start. Oh, so Andy got his wheel stuck in the ground. The weird thing about the car that I find, at least in the car common, if you hit some of these angled in just the right way, it's gonna stick one of your tires in the. That's gonna make it go real slow. That's gonna make it real difficult to turn. It's gonna have to wiggle your fix its own collision. Giz finishing up really strong from the course, moving into. Right into Snowball, not Snowball, Waller's Cove. Alright, Andy finishing up Greenwood Village, moving to Waller's Cove himself. As you can see, their vehicle kind of doing like very quick tilts. Here and there. That's them essentially holding R for the drift, tapping A for the turn, and then tapping B while holding out or in on that drift to be able to make it sharper or extend out that drift a little further. A lot of steering micromanaging while COVID. .34-second even first lap for Andy Bundy. Solid first lap. Giz finishing up their third lap. About a minute in. So really solid time all across. I think their second lap time was about 25 seconds change. Ooh, Andy trying to get a launch off of that hill. That's actually a time trial strat. Coming in, because you don't have the balloons, you want to try to launch off of the hills to get that easy conversion. Andy barely holding on, staying out of that ice. Really nice job to finish out the second lap. Giz now moving into EP car. How many players have Andy in their name? So to my understanding too, because we have Andy Bundy and Andy Panther and Trident Tail, 2.5 Andys, which is one of my favorite teams. Every person named Andy is born. It's 100% the truth. Can confirm I have 5 friends named Andy, and they all play the. That's a lie. I don't have any friends named Andy, except for the 2 friends named Andy. And I imagine anyone else that I'm friends with that has the name Andy that I. But anyway, EP con. So Giz getting a nice clean launch out of that cave, but does get the bonk at the last second. So that is a very slight angle change would have happened for them. But getting a nice launch into this final here. Meanwhile, Andy doing a pretty alright job. So getting that topside boost. So the topside boost is actually it's actually a ruse. Similar to Haunted Woods, you want to kind of stay away from that that right side. Just because very commonly it's hard. You can't really set up anything to be able to launch properly into that boost. So the idea instead is to stay on the ground, get your bananas, and get that last little ground boost to get yourself out of that. Giz now moving into Space Dust Alley. Pick it up an easy 4 bananas. launching himself off of that boost track to get that blue boost. Another boost launching right next to that mag. Now they're going to hold on to the boosts here because that triple boost is going to carry them right through this next area. Right about now. There goes Giz launching into that like 29 seconds. Andy on EP there. Really solid second lap time. Meanwhile, Giz is spending just as much time in the air as they do on the ground. Loses that boost though. Gets a rough angle, gets stuck on that door. Recovers nicely to be able to head down the tunnel, keep moving on. So Giz now might actually go above. Nope, okay, so Giz still staying on the bottom, just using that little boost. Andy finishing up EP, moving into Space Dust Alley. Nice 31-second lap for Giz. Ooh, getting stuck on that first doorway. If you guys were here for the last race, talked a lot about this course and the ways. I have a lot of strong feelings about this course. It was definitely a course designed for playing, and even then, not so much. Andy falling off the bridge there, but that's okay. The idea is to actually stay on the ground in balloon races because of all those blue balloons that you can get that boost you right through. 37 second lap for Andy, so nice solids. Have a little trouble landing on those boosts, and that's understandable. Those are not easy boosts to hit with all those bumps. Trying to set up your angle, nightmare. Giz, meanwhile, going into Dark Moon Caverns. Nice launches all around. Oh, but gets stuck on that turn. That is a nasty turn. Because of how uneven the ground is there, it's not like a smooth slope. It's almost like a sloped step. So your car kind of slips on it, the ground, and that can make it very difficult to fix your angle. Essentially, there they just got that perfect time to get that break and that landing wall. Another 37-second lap from Andy, going into their final lap here. Manages to hold on to that boost balloon, which is nice. They're gonna be able to have a blue boost going into this ground section here, right in the cave. Meanwhile, Giz getting pretty close to finishing up their second lap, moving on to the second loop. Andy holding his own pretty well going through that cave section. That cave section's a night. Finishing up that first place mid-air. Really solid job on that Space Dust Alley. Giz making those turns look easy, but there's Timber to ruin the day. Bonks him into the wall. Tipped up there as well, blocking that launch, but actually worked out, I think, in their favor. Put them right up to where they needed to go. And getting a nice launch into this cave section. This is a really nasty little cave section. Giz is now finished with Dark Moon, moving into Star City. So this will be a really good one to watch. Star City is a really nice course to watch at high. So we can see Giz pull this off. Perfect. Meanwhile, a 37-second first lap from It was a really solid first lap time. Is doing their best to stay off of that wall, getting that double boost to be able to chain into the first lap. 25 even for really. Star City is a nice condensed course too. You can get a lot of balloons or a lot of really fast. It's pretty easy to get the 10 minutes on that first lap. Kind of hard to almost. Okay, stringing those boosts again to go into a clean third lap, the 23:45 second. Andy Bundy's working his way through his third and final lap at Dark Moon Caverns, going a nice pretty clip. This canyon is the worst, that little crater. The hitbox is way bigger than it has any right being. The visual model ends, and that hitbox is still out. He's getting a clean string boost into a 113 Star City. No DC out of bounds. SMH my head in. Thought if anyone would go for it, it'd be good. But if you miss that, You basically have to retrace your steps for a lot of the course, a lot like Windmill Plains. Giz now going into Spaceport Alpha. No shortcut for Giz here. Makes sense. Car is not faster with the shortcut. I just wanted to see it. So I can see Andy going into Star City. So he had a really rough Star City. Fell off that bridge. Nasty time loss. So as long as Andy stays on the bridge and doesn't bonk on that Epcot ball, this is going to be a nice clip for Andy. Ooh, bonking a little bit at the end of the city section. Totally understand. It was a really awkward section of that city through. Giz, meanwhile, making short work of Spaceport. Doing a nice job getting through that vent without getting stuck. Here comes a triple balloon strat, just stringing those boosts together, getting insane amount of speed. So they are using those boosts in that way as opposed to building all three of them up. And you get a lot more boost. So you can essentially stack the speed from each of the individual. Ooh, anybody getting caught on the wall, switching his drift directions around, putting him into a... But he's still clipping along, he's still doing a good job. Giz getting crunched into the corner of that tube. Oh, and misses crunch too, so no snipes today. Ooh, but barely missing that shield for clean ending from Giz. As Andy having a much better city section on lap 3, hiding around ducking around those CPUs to finish with a 133. Alright, it's Haunted Woods, another short course. We're going to see Giz not go for the boost on the right-hand side of that tunnel, which is totally fair. That's a nasty boost to try to work with, so we often just skip it. But really nice 1598 first lap on Haunted. Just flying through these courses. Misses, question mark, that ground boost. I don't know, looked to me as though they went right over it. Diddy Kong Racing is weird. Andy still able to get through that tunnel just fine. So we'll see if they go for the triple balloon strat. So they did get stuck on some CPUs, so going for that 2 balloon on the left-hand side was a really smart. So nice adaptation from me. Meanwhile, Giz missing the last boost, but still finishing with a 49-second. So just 1 second behind BBK's from the last one. So really solid Haunted. Going to Windmill Plains. Really long car course, but a really visually satisfying one. So Giz here gets a little bit of speed, gets a good amount of speed to kind of launch over that cliff face there. Does miss out on getting the bananas, but there are plenty of other bananas throughout the rest of the course to be able to make up that for it. Andy getting a nice clean section, does hit that the corner of that tube, just cuts it a little bit too tight. He's going to be finishing up his second lap here pretty soon. There we go. 37 seconds second. Giz now moving to the second lap, has a lot more bananas, a lot more speed, and there's the launch. All that speed going through. Being airborne during a boost helps you preserve a lot of that extra speed and lets you just fly section. Looking almost like a plane. Alright, Andy missing one of the balloons, but still going through, not bonking. So still going at a pretty good pace. Just about ready to finish up, but oh no, does get caught on the side of that red tube. But he recovers really nicely, and he's still finishing out sub 2 minutes, and that's... Alright, so now it's his turn to go into Windmill Play. Or never mind, we got Haunted Woods. Giz, meanwhile, getting caught up in Diddy's dump truck ass. Not able to shake him. He's just trying to show Diddy who's boss. It's not his game anymore. It's now TT car race. Alright, so now we're going into Snowball Valley. Really nice course. 23-second first lap from Andy in Haunted Woods. So Snowball Valley has 2 different routes, depending on whether you are in time trial or balloon race. Balloon race, you always go through that left path at the beginning to get the blue balloons, and that will carry you farther than bananas do. But in time trials, on the first lap, you want to take that right side That's going to give you about 7 bananas, like right off the bat, like counting in my head. 7 bananas right off the bat. Gives a nice little bit of speed. Giz going so fast that physics and collision don't apply, launching right through that candy. Ooh, does get stuck on that rim there, so a bit of an unfortunate speed loss there, but able to recover nice enough to that loop. And finishing up with a 44-second snowball now. Now it's Andy's turn to jump into Windmill Plains. See Andy getting an extra balloon there, or an extra banana there. Meanwhile, Giz is going into Pigs or Frosty Village. Grab as many bananas as they can. Nice, easy 9 bananas. We'll see if they go for the Salt Cure jump. Give them a lot of speed. So no Salt Cure. That's mainly a top level time trial strat, but still a really solid 24-second first coming from Giz there. We'll see if they try it again or try for it on the second. 38-second first lap from Andy, so really nice first lap. Ooh, Giz attacking everybody. BBK may have had the rockets, but Giz just has sheer force of will. Almost getting caught on Diddy's truck once again, but able to dodge off the side. So that was a nice little hop from Giz. Final turn in that final turn is going to be a 110 to finish Peagsville. Meanwhile, Andy got some good speed, got caught up on the wall a little bit. That's totally fine. He covered really nicely, still continuing through this course. Ooh, bit of a bonk on the mill there. That happened. It's a very tight open. Giz going through Treasure Caves. Flying through this course with a 13:11 first lap. That was insane speed. Gets a rocket though, which is not going to help to increase their speed. Andy finishing up Windmill Plains and going into Green. Oh, okay, going into a little bit of a menuing error. Moving into Snowball Valley. Giz continuing short work of this course, finishing with a 40-second lap. Treasure Caves, really fast time. Andy now working through Snowball Valley. Ooh, does get smashed by a snowball. Doesn't take up a whole lot of speed. Getting smashed isn't as bad in this game as it is in other kart racers. Andy decided to take the right side path, trying to get a few extra, but just based on where it was that they ended up. Nasty collision getting turned around. Oh my goodness. Hate to see it happen. Giz, meanwhile, making that nice last turn. Start that lap in Crash Island. And getting a nice launch. Barely not by that. And get a nice clean turn into the boost. Still finish up with 57. Okay, Giz is 2 for 2 for that last Crescent Island turn. Meanwhile, it's Andy's turn to slip over into Frosty. Two of the 3 bananas does miss the boost. Diddy being the worst, taking not only Blue Balloon, but also the boost and also the 2 bananas. So really giving Andy a run for money. Giz, meanwhile, starting up on that 18-minute mark. This is a really nice pace. Ancient Lake. The world record for the Ancient Lake was actually just broken this morning by pretty hype track, right? To sure. Andy, meanwhile, getting that balloon, getting the boost, getting a lot of really solid speed, holding that turn really well, going through that. Oh, does bonk on the tree and then bonks on a much larger, more intimidating tree. It's still able to get back on the track and get that boost to keep up that speed. Giz, meanwhile, getting stuck on that tree. Finishing up still with a 39, so that's still a sub 48 lake. Still really good. And he had a little bit of a tougher that tunnel this round. Giz moving into Fossil Canyon. Getting some good speed around that first turn. Opting not to go for the extra bananas on the side, but gets a nice clean launch into the little cave as well. You're going to see them go for Canyonless. Really solid. Look at that clean launch into that cave. Love it. All right, Andy now moving into Treasure Caves. We'll see how they go. They had a really solid Treasure Caves in the last race they were just in. So we'll see if they can put in a good repeat. They do get stuck on that wall in the beginning, and that definitely happens. Very common occurrence. Still finishing out that first lap in 19 second. Meanwhile, Giz launching through that one, some pretty clean Canyonless to get out of there. All right, final course for Giz. Oh, accidentally drifts the wrong direction, goes into that, we'll say water. Finishing out with a 58. Still a pretty solid time for that course. Giz get a nice launch. Look at all that speed going into that final lap. 12-second lap for Giz. Andy now jumping into Crescent Island. And a pretty solid Crescent Island last race as well. So 21:15 to finish up for Giz, which is about just only 13 seconds behind their tournament best. Is actually right on par with their average. Their average for this tournament has been 21:15, and they hit that right on the head. So, still a really solid race, to be sure. So, big GG for Giz. Andy's still doing a great job rocking through his run. So his best time he just got last course was last race was a 26 even. So they're still doing pretty solid. Yeah, definitely a very good time for both of these runners with their respective tournament times. Andy decided to go on the outside of that turn, which was fair, given the angle, going to the outside decision. And now they themselves are moving into that Dino Trophy. And in fact, on their current pace, depending on how these next three courses go, this could definitely be another PB. We just have to wait and see. Andy opted to get the extra bananas on that first lap. Finishing out that first lap at 17:26. Flying right along, getting that, just barely missing that blue balloon. Does get this next one though to help keep up that speed. Barely missing that boost. Finishes that second lap at 16:40. Nice clean turns, gets the boost, gets the balloon. Oh, Conquer blocking him out of getting that last blue balloon. Finishes at a 40. Still a really solid time. All right, so next time moving to Fossil Canyon. 2 courses left. Still within PB reign. Does miss that starting boost. Tip Stop's going to get in his way. TT doesn't care though. He's bigger and meaner. There's also a clock. Going for those bananas on the outside. Easy 7 bananas start. See, so this a bit of a cleaner attempt from Andy. He's been working on trying to get that Canyonless. It's a very difficult trick to do, namely being able to drift to get the balloon and then immediately drift to get the boost. It's a really tricky time to be able to get. So props for Andy for attempting it and playing it off as well as they do. Andy having to contend with a couple of traps on the track. He handles it like a champ, finishing that second lap at 26:36. Moving to the final. Okay. Doesn't bonk getting into the little tunnel, which is awesome. Does miss the canyonless. Drifts a little late, trying to catch onto that balloon. Still holding up some good speed. Bumper, though, taking that blue. It's been a real rough time with the CPUs this race. So now we're moving to the last course, and he's got, let's see, he's got a solid chance at a PB if this Jungle Falls is really good. So he's got to have a nice, clean Jungle Falls in order to PB on this. But if not, still a really good run. And he's still very close to his best time. Okay, 17-second first lap. Getting a clean run through that tunnel. Hits the boost. Bit of a launch in the air. There we go. There's a lap at 15:40. Really nice. Ooh. Does set up an incorrect angle. Doesn't get that boost. Does get a spin out. That might cause him the PB, but still like a very, very solid run. It's going to be close. Oh, no. No. All right. 26:01. Still very awesome. Really proud of Andy for pulling out that time. All right. So good job, both runners. Big GGs for everybody. Now I get to find out if anybody's coming in for any final thoughts. Ask if they want to swap over and do some interviews. But yeah, definitely really strong from both runners. Andy just trying to hold that last lap together and just slipping up at the very. All right, it looks like everybody's in here. Hey guys,
howdy howdy.
Fantastic runs. GG's guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Didn't get that sub 26, but
you
it's
were
okay.
So close.
I know.
Yeah, you were so close. You had it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna blame my phone. I left my cell phone next to me and my work because I'm taking the day off. I'm getting text. So I'm gonna blame it on that.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's 100% the phone. I wouldn't find any flaw in that lot.
But I did get 4 golds, so that's good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely had some really solid times. Tell us about the run, Andy.
Oh well, as I said, I had a. Was it this? It was all right. I had a decent space test, which I didn't think was as good when I was playing it, but apparently it was not bad. As about the windmill was a little rough, but I don't know if it counts, but I think I'm getting the hang of Canyonless and Fossil Canyon that I almost had it.
Yes.
So
yeah, that's not easy. So I think it was your first lap. That first lap,
or the second one.
You got stuck a little bit on the wall, but you were able to still hold it and kind of carry it like a half canyon. So that was a really solid attempt.
And Treasure Caves just kicked my butt today. Or like this round. I'm not sure what happened.
It's a really inconsistent course. Like the way the angles of the road and the CPUs just getting bunched everywhere. It can be very tricky for sure.
For sure. But yeah, no, I'm feeling good with these 2 races, and I'm hoping that tomorrow is just as good as these 2.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean the PB it's easy. You know, it's right within your grasp. You've definitely got this. Giz.
Yeah.
Welcome. Finishing off with a 21:15. Tell us.
Yeah. Well, it started off all right. And then the Space Alley came in, and it was the opposite of Andy's, apparently, which is really, really bad. And then, I'd say, it was a very weak performance, I'd say, but I felt like I was really, I got trolled a lot. Like, I drove over zippers that didn't register, and I felt like the CPUs were blocking me all the time.
I believe
Lost a
you-
lot of time on a lot of things, and very weak performance, but still okay.
I would actually say it was a pretty solid performance. Your average time for the tournament is actually 21:15. Your tournament best time is 21:02. So you're actually about on par.
Yeah,
I feel
but
like it was a really good run.
yeah, it was. It's okay. It's not gonna hold up against Kvess or Chloral, but yeah, I need to play better. But that's it's okay.
Yeah, there's always further that you can take the game. And that's what I love about Diddy Kong Racing so much, is that there's always new tiny optimizations. You got this, I believe.
Try. I hope that, like, I know that my team is winning the round robin at least. So that's cool. And yeah, and Neddy has been insane. Fish has been doing well. So
yeah,
I hope that we can go. I hope that we can win the tournament.
Yeah, right now you guys are in first place. You're ahead by about 3 points right now.
Yeah.
So that's really solid.
Yeah. That's yeah. I hope I can play really well in the final, in the semifinal and final later, so that my team can win.
Awesome. Well, definitely fantastic showing from both you guys. I believe this was the last race for the day. I don't believe I saw anything else on the calendar, so this might be where
Andy has a race tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Tomorrow, yes.
Tomorrow against Kvess.
Yeah.
And you're gonna do awesome. You're gonna get PB.
Yes.
25:30. 25:30.
Well, what's funny is, like, I'm looking at my PB and I'm looking at my sum of best. My sum of best is a minute behind what my record is. So, like, I have plenty of room for improvement.
Oh yeah, for sure.
25:30, I call it.
Okay.
Just get world record.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
20,
just do it.
20:30.
There you go.
20:30.
Good stuff.
Fantastic. Well, in that case, thank you all so much for coming out. Really great showing, Giz and Andy. Andy, you had 2 races today. Well done. For those who are watching at home, thank you so much for coming out, hanging out. Hope you guys all had a fantastic time. And I believe we're going to sign out for the day. I got more races happening tomorrow, so stay tuned.
See ya.